Hola a todas, hola a todos, bienvenidos a otro nuevo y el último episodio de Senua o Hellblade, o como lo quieras llamar. Como siempre, entrad por propia voluntad y dejad algo de la felicidad que traéis con vosotros. Al menos ahora, mientras... Uy, se viene. Uy, se viene muchísimo. Joder, esto me recuerda a lo del dragón del...
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again.
Bueno, sigamos para allá.
I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillion. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
He bebido un poquito de agua y al beber un poquito de agua parece como que voy mejor. Ya veremos a ver qué tal.
No, she can't. It's too dangerous. Too weak. She has the soul. She is rotting. She is.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Hela gave you the rot.
Ragnarok.
Look what Hella's done to you, you phantom.
Hablando de Ragnarok, había un Kickstarter súper interesante, rollo de una campaña para jugar en quinta edición, así rollo vikinga. Debería de buscar. A ver qué tal va eso, porque va hace un año y pico. Lo mismo lo han sacado ya al mercado. Lo dudo, pero... Lo mismo está la cosa. Lo mismo está la cosa como está. No sé cómo se llama, gente, no me lo preguntéis. Pero vamos, si buscáis DND5 espacio Viking setting, os sale un Kickstarter. Mi esquizofrenia se ha vuelto retrasada, ¿eh? O sea, Dios mío de mi vida. Por favor, stop it. Lo he dicho, jugar esto en VR tiene que ser la muerte. Primero, la esquizofrenia de tener el surround en las orejas. Después, el verlo en lugar de aquí directamente en tus ojos. Y tercero, el timear los parros y todo este rollo. No es lo mismo tener un modelo en 3D a, pues eso, 4 o 5 palmos a tenerlo literalmente en las retinas. Tiene que ser interesante. No he comprado todavía, ni he jugado nada en realidad virtual. Soy muy miope para la realidad virtual. Lo mismo me cuesta trabajo. Es lo típico que habría comprado hace bastante tiempo, pero quiero probar primero. Oh. ¡Ay, puta madre!
She'll do it again. How will she do it?
There must be a
Senua,
way.
you have to try. Get to the gate.
She'll never make it.
Pero bueno, es lo típico que quiero probar primero. Así que ya se lo pediré a alguien que lo tenga. Y diré hello. Tacata. Pero sí, tengo miedete. Sacaron algo también así para la Switch, ¿verdad? Era la caja de Nintendo. No valía para demasiado, pero ahí estuvo. La de Google sé que es muy fácil de hacer. Que la puedes pedir por nada de dinero, te la puedes rollo incluso medio hacer tú. Y no he probado mucho más.
She did it.
Y ahora falta ese otro, que es volver a la puerta y hacia la derecha. Pues vamos allá. Se lo ha saltado, se lo ha saltado. ¿Qué me ha saltado? Madre mía, qué paseíto te he hecho, chaval. Bien, perfecto. Ay. Ah, ahora de repente está abierto. Ok.
How's she going to find his actual soul? Where does Ella keep the souls? How will she get it? What will Ella want in return? She must bargain.
No,
She'll kill Ella.
she cannot bargain with Hella.
She's not strong enough to kill Ella. What does Ella want?
No one can bargain with Hella.
What does Ella want? What can she give her? She could give her her own soul. No. Her soul's rotting. She'd rather die. It's a worthless soul.
But it's all she has to give.
She has a warrior soul. What more could she give?
She can see it.
The bridge. She can't cross the bridge.
It's broken.
She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before. You have to fight on. The final battle. Get his soul back.
It's the final task.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
She thinks differently. So special.
Se viene.
She must see. She has the sight. She can see their secrets. There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way. She can see. She must align herself. She can do it.
There's the door.
She aligns herself. It's there.
Más aún. ¿Dónde? Uf, ahí, eso está a tomar por el culo. Vale. Vale, ya veo tu rollo. Ya veo tu rollo, ya veo tu rollo. Y qué mal me parece tu puto rollo, chaval. Qué mal me parece tu puto rollo, compañero. Pero ya veo a lo que vas. Ya veo a lo que vas. Me cago en... Vamos a ver.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble, the dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Déjalo interesante siempre, señor. Cerrado. Acabo de ver tu vídeo de Ubit de Smash. Muchas gracias, ayuda mucho. Una forma maravillosa de ayudar el ver los vídeos en VAT. Mientras haya interés por verlos, los de VAT me seguirán pagando. VAT.tv. Y buscáis Lynx. Hay 16 vídeos míos ahí. 16. Y parece que no, pero son mini reseñas, ¿eh? Ahí. ¡Oh! ¡Ay! Anuncios rápidos.
Finish this. Now. He's gone. Watch out. Comes this far, she needs It's nearly over. Finish. He's finished. Focus. Now. Focus. Scared. She's scared.
A correr. Vamos a ver. Pum pum. Ya está todo.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
And then what? Vale. No debería gritar, está un poco feo. Acuérdate de leer después las runas que te olvidaste. Que te las paso cuando acabes. Ok, Shiva. Pásamelas por Discord. Y las leo. Habrá que leer otra vez el resumen de lo anterior, pero se hace. Esta está pillada ya. No sé si nos falta una, pero si nos falta, tampoco pasa nada. Se lee al final. Quiero acabar.
What?
What happens when she dies?
What happens to us?
What happens to us?
We die too.
Do we die too?
We
I
die
don't want
too.
to die. I don't want
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Senua, stop.
Senua,
Turn back.
Stop. Stop her. Why is she keeping on going? Stop. Senua,
Senua,
stop. What
stop.
happens to us? Stop her. Why won't she stop?
To die, she won't stop.
I don't want to die.
Stop.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them.
They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Oh no, era ella todo este tiempo.
You see it, Senua? You see the darkness, faces of fear and suffering. You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
Surrounded, Senua. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Behind you. Surrounded, Senua. Behind you. Careful, Senua. Be careful, Senua. Behind you. Careful. Watch out. Careful.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward, but moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie? The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Anuncios rápidos. Enrique aparece y no aparece el Dylan.
Trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillion is gone. Dillion is dead. Let him go now. I'm warning you.
Or what? What can he do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
In search of Dillion, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Dillion. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Let go of your battle. You've done enough. You're going to die. Watch out. Behind you. Be careful, Senua. Stop. You're killing. Watch out. You're going to die. Careful, Senua. Behind you.
Ay.
Let go. Go, Senua. You're killing yourself. Watch out.
El sistema de combate no está hecho para tener tantos enemigos en pantalla. El blanco fijo es lo peor.
Behind you. Behind you. Watch out. Watch out. Careful. Careful. Watch out. Careful, Senua. Let go of your battle. Let go of the You're killing yourself. Watch out. Let go, Senua. Let go of your battle. You're killing yourself. Watch out.
Señores, tengo que dejarme matar, ¿verdad?
Let go of Dillion. Let go of your battle.
Me tengo que dejar matar, ¿verdad? Joder, macho. Madre mía, estaba yo en plan... Es que no se acaba jamás esto. Ahora cuando estaba en plan, let go yourself, me lo estaba figurando. Digo, me parece que lo que quiere es que me muera, pero... A ver, madre, solo quedas tú. O sea que ven para que te mate. Y déjame irme a la cama que estoy malito. Suelta mi espada, madre.
If you're alive, and there's no darkness, then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Diane. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know it's him. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release him. I've got nothing left. No fear, no hate,
quest. Nothing. You will have no power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again. This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel, hoping what you need.
Creo que se viene la desmonetización súper fuerte. Voy a bajar la música. Voy a bajar la música. Rollo muy bajita, muy bajita, muy bajita. Tremendo flemazo. Bueno, es buena señal. Echar una flema significa salud, o sea que bien, bien, bien. Bien. Pues no sé si me he enterado, sinceramente. No sé si me he enterado. Ha abandonado a su amado después de tal, lo que significa que ha conseguido aceptar su muerte y ahora va a seguir, pero tiene la mitad del cuerpo tostado. Y dicen, ya no me duele, es diferente, como que ha aceptado esa parte de sí misma. Y no sé si se refiere a que tiene la parte de su pasado, rollo en plan ya somatizada, y va a aprender a vivir con esa oscuridad y a dejar de luchar contra ella porque es parte de sí misma, o si ha hecho un tremendo swapeo y ahora ya es Ela, o qué está pasando. Porque claro, ahora ese mitad y mitad puede significar he aceptado mi dualidad como individua, o puede significar ahora Ela se muere y yo tomo su poder. Tomo su lugar en el mundo. Realmente no creo, porque en el trailer del segundo sale ella en plan gritando cosas. Así que probablemente no sea eso. Será la primera idea. En definitiva, ¿cuánto tiempo perdió por no dejarse matar? Pensaba que tenía que matar a todos esos cabrones y que luego faltaba una última boss fight contra Ela. Entonces yo estaba ahí en plan, que acabe ya, pero no acababa. Las voces del principio eran completamente ariscas, enemigas, aquí más cercanas, amigables. Se ha aceptado a sí misma y lo que tiene. Sí, no sé, sí, o sea, no era esa parte es muy clara en el contexto. Era simplemente lo de las caras entre dos. Ha salido eso ella, ha salido con eso su madre, ha salido con eso ella. Entonces yo ya no sé si él era su madre, si su madre estaba maldita con la maldición de no sé qué, si ella es, o sea, no lo sé. No sé a qué están jugando con lo de la mitad del cuerpo quemado, la mitad del cuerpo no. Igual se refiere a que Ela es una especie de diosa de la esquizofrenia y por eso tiene dos lados. Y la misma enfermedad que tenía su madre la tiene ella y por tanto comparten esa característica las tres. No tengo ni puta idea, sinceramente. Ni puta idea. Pero bien. Ha estado guay. Me ha molado el rollito. Le falta eso. Le falta dinero. Le falta tiempo. Le falta boss fights. Le faltan tipos de enemigos. Le faltan mecánicas, le faltan upgrades, le faltan cosas, personajes, modelos, le falta, pues eso, le falta. Pero el juego se ve increíble y supongo que habrán dicho, mira, tenemos poquito y lo poquito que tenemos tiene unos graficazos que te cagas y ya nos preocuparemos de tal. Y supongo que eso es lo que ha tocado. Si es que, mira, se han acabado los créditos ya, si es que no tal. Si quieres saber más sobre la psicosis y los trastornos de la salud mental, visita www.hellbladehelp.info. Bonito. Y hay que como un making of. Y si no se nos ha ido mucho la hora, os diría de verlo. Lo vemos junticos. Tenemos aquí un reportaje. El siguiente reportaje tiene escenas del juego. Recomendamos verlo después de tal. Si quieren ustedes, lo vemos. Supongo que tendrá subs, supongo. Lo recomendable es ver todos los diarios de desarrollo que están en su canal. Muy interesantes. Ya, bueno, pero...
What if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Oh. La moña espada.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
La psicosis.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
La teposi.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I
Me lo
imagine
figuré
Senua as a
cuando vi
young
eso.
female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was gelt. A gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation.
Uf,
And so
Suena
Senua
bien.
became a gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds.
suena súper interesante.
Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or
Liar.
one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term,
En Cambridge.
and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here. Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating. Yeah, absolutely.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness. And crucially, we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experience was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
Quería decir una cosa, aprovechando ahora. Hemos visto a 2 actrices. Una tenía el pelo negro y otra tenía el pelo rojo. Si vuestra prefe es la pelirroja, podéis quedaros en el directo, no os voy a echar, pero solo quiero decir que estáis equivocados. Eso es lo que va a decir. ¿No? ¿No, Valheim? ¿No? Nos va a llamar Basic. Ay. Me van a desmonetizar este vídeo, pero vamos. Pero maravillosamente. I just wanna feel deeper, me cago en todo. Puta vida, socio. Puta vida, tete.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback.
Dejó los fetiches de la
With
gente
their
en
help,
paz.
flashbacks,
Cancelado.
visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day.
Oof.
I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost, just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him,
Sí, la
forming a
sinestesia se
strange
llama
and
eso,
sinister
creo.
puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards, they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness, it's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory have asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
Pero les cancelaron durísimo a estos cuando salió Senua.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and
Madre mía, me
conflicting
acuerdo de leer
information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually
me acuerdo de leer
might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from
un artículo de una
pure
señora
scientific explorations, and actually
diciendo que
giving us
habían
quite an
gamificado
empathic
su
view of what it might be
enfermedad
like.
asquerosamente. Que no era un juguete roto con el que
Mental illness has been with us
ganar
for as long
dinero.
as we have been on this planet. But why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized
No quiero
that the
decir
question had an inbuilt flaw.
que no había
It
jugado,
seems
pero
that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be
y el
willing to
asiático
simplify
cruzado de brazos en
in
plan
order
sí,
for us to
sí, te
progress
parece
and
bonito,
survive as
te parece bonito, ¿no?
society. And we need
Claro,
to be
es
open
súper
to
chula la
these new
katana, ¿eh?
ways of
Es,
seeing. And it is this
qué
spirit
chula
that
es la katana, ¿eh?
inspires me to
A
create
la oficina,
Senua
claro que sí,
and share
claro que
it
sí.
with you.
Y yo aquí al otro lado del escritorio aguantando, ¿verdad? Claro, por supuesto. puso caldo a este juego. Sí, ¿no? Sí, me suena. Me suena. Por alguna razón, mucha gente le gusta sentirse atacados cuando ven una obra que explora su condición. Con el yo que pasó lo mismo. Ya veo. Me parece bastante tasteful, la verdad. Bastante tasteful. No lo voy a negar. Vale, vamos a ver. Tenemos aquí todas las escenas, 9:22 y una escena oculta. Ok. Pues vamos a ver la escena oculta, porque está muy bien esto. Está tan bien, que está en inglés y no lo voy a traducir. Ya te lo aviso. Vamos allá. Deme usted un segundo. Deme usted un segundico. A ver, copiar enlace. Vale, un momento, gente. Salir. Confirmar. Escenas secretas si las consigues todas. Vamos a ver la escena secreta. Subtitulada en gabacho, claro que sí. A ver. Hellblade. Escena secreta. A ver si estuviese sub Spanish. En la batalla final más escena secreta del 100%. Trofeo platino. Este señor parece que lo tiene. Que lo tiene todo listo. Vale, parece que sí. Tiene una marca de agua cojonudísima, pero allá que vamos. Vale, vuelvo a tal. Mirad, esto es a lo que me refería. Estaba yo en plan, uy, ¿y cómo iré de trofeos? Y me encuentro este y digo, oh, qué guay. Oh, es Senua. Y veo esto y digo, uy, pues un monstruo. Y cuando pinchas, no sé muy bien por qué, cuando pinchas, ¡pum! Sorpresa. O sea, estaba así yo rollo en plan, oh, mira, parece un juego de cartas, rollo el Yu-Gi-Oh. A ver si lo puedo ver más grande, ¡pum! Spoiler. Y es una de, oh. Y ya nada, ya para ti, para siempre. Esa es tu vida ahora. Vale, vamos a ver. Escena secreta. Aquí esta señora está. Esta señora tal. Aquí hay un poco de peleica. ¿Dónde está la escena que nos falta? Escena que nos falta. Aquí.
It's not like the old stories, is it?
Joder, qué calidad de mierda, tío. Madre Dios.
Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within.
The man I was.
Memories you cannot defeat.
Before.
Cannot escape. This is her hell.
I was a true coward, Senua. I was well traveled. I spoke both their tongue and ours. So they took me as a slave. I thought I could help to broker peace. Or at least stay their hands from slaughter. But under torture, I did no such thing. I led them to the treasures and slaves they sought.
Oh no, nos traicionó él.
But I wasn't the only one. Another came to the Northmen willingly, offering a bargain, a man in black from your lands.
Oh no, Papa.
And he was offered safe passage for his treason. In the end, Senua, it isn't the gods that cause us so much
finalmente no son, ¿qué ha dicho? Los enemigos, los que nos causan tanto sufrimiento, sino los que están más cerca de nosotros. ¿Por qué de repente no hay subtítulos? ¿Lo habéis estado viendo se han estado viendo los subtítulos, no? Sí, se han estado viendo. No sé por qué al final no hay subs. Que no tengas amigos que te hacen pupita en el cocoro. Es lo que ha dicho, traducción literal, del celta al españolo.
No. I'm here for Dillian.
Esa era, de Secret SCN. Gracias @Zaki por enseñárnoslo. O la próxima vez la marca de agua un poco más grande, que lo mismo no se ve. Gracias por haber llegado hasta aquí, gente. Si os quiere. Besitos.